I wouldn't have been able to do it without the knowledge I have from coming to the school. Yeah, so my name is Joel Harder, also known as Jacob Music. I work as a freelance mix engineer in Calgary, Alberta. I also work as a private contract mix engineer for PCM Records, an upcoming label in Calgary. Yeah, usually I don't meet the artists that I work with. Usually it's just from the producer or other sources that are sending out artist music my way. Yeah, it's crazy. Right out of school, yeah, started working. If I put myself back a year and think about it, like all of the times I've mixed a song or created my own music, there wasn't a full understanding of what I was doing. And there wasn't an understanding of how I was doing it. I would contact someone through like DM if they wanted something, or like, yeah, send me a DM and I can get something mixed for you for like $50. And that was how business went, and it was chill. And after I came here, getting to know very specific areas in not just music creation, mixing, producing, and all other areas of audio recording, it broadened my perspective of what was actually possible and how much I actually didn't know coming into school. So when someone says like, would you be able to do what you're doing now before school? Absolutely not. It wouldn't have been possible. I still would have been in that need to know stage. I do folk music, hip hop, some rock, and knowing how to approach something like that, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the knowledge I have from coming to the school. And a lot of the time, that's what you get. You don't really get to have that conversation with the artists. And that's something we did, at the labs. We didn't have a conversation with the artists of what they wanted. We had a list of things from a executive or a producer. It would be like, this is what needs to be done. And you had to depict what that meant. And so working with artists, without knowing them, this school has helped so much because I've already done that kind of stuff here, where it's like, I have a list of things in a mix note that I have, and I mix it to the possibility of the song. It's made a huge difference. I can talk to actual professionals that have much more experience than I do. Coming here and having that career management course, it changed perspective of what I can do for just as myself, as my own owner. It's all things that are super important, and it makes a difference, and you notice. Wake up, drink some coffee, maybe another cup of coffee. Yeah, no, get into the studio. I usually start the day off by, if I know I'm mixing a certain genre, I listen to a bunch of references and I kind of dissect some of the songs a little bit, and then I kind of go into my project and kind of listen to different section by section or instrument by instrument, and kind of just see if I notice anything off. Or day to day is kind of spontaneous in this line of work. You're not gonna have the same day every day of the week. Everything's different. You'll have a song coming in, you'll finish that off. I loved it right off the bat because in life, you're not gonna do things on your own. And if you do, there's always gonna be people around you. And so being able to be in a crew with them and work with them for the first time, meeting them and having a connection with them, it almost felt like a mock reality of what it's like to say, go and work at a studio or go and just work in general with new people. Everyone's so different, and yet you build such a great connection with each other. Everyone has different styles that they work with, but you feed off of each other, and you learn a lot from other people. One of my crew members, Jacob Gonke, he was insane live at the live sound, and that was something that I wasn't that interested in, but in some way he made me interested in it, and I got to learn so much from him. For some songs that I'm going to be co-producing, they want me to do some live stuff for them as well. And I don't think I could have done that without the school, obviously, and the crew I was with. Come the third semester, I was like, I see what they did here, and it's working. I was so happy coming, even though it was super hard. It made me feel so good because it was something that I'd never thought I could ever build a career off of, and I got to do it. I'm gonna say prod because it's what I came here for, and it's what I wanted to do. But at the same time, Avis was also a huge one for me. I love doing that. I love soundtrack. I do sound effects, Foley. I love all that stuff. But I think production, because it was something that music has always been a part of my life, and I didn't want to lose an opportunity to learn more about that. Pro Tools was awesome. Knowing Pro Tools and just knowing the way around has made such a huge difference, especially when you're showing a project to somebody or demonstrating something. They're like, "You're so fast at it." And I'm like, "I'm actually not that fast compared to a lot of people I know." Yeah, you seen Simon Larchette? Like, come on, man. No. My advice and opinion would be, yes, go. Because you'll have a knowledge afterwards that you won't get anywhere else. It's knowledge from experience. You can get knowledge from looking up something on the internet, but knowledge from experience is way more impactful to you than trying to figure it out on your own. And have an open mind as well, because I did not like Pro Tools right away. I didn't like doing live sound right away, but having an open mind of what's possible makes a huge difference in the end. I was working as a kitchen manager before I came here, and I was doing my own records and doing some production on the side. And I wanted to go somewhere that was far away from my house to try something new and to challenge myself in a different way. I did a bunch of research on different schools. I called some schools, and then when I called here, there was something different about the place it seemed like they actually cared about who was coming in, and there was a great level of respect and enthusiasm that I was drawn to. And I was like, huh. And then I looked at the courses and I was like, they teach everything in a year. I wanted to know more about audio. That was the main reason why I came here, is to know the unknown, because I always had questions about things. And I was like, well, how do you get that? How do you get that? And I was looking, I was like, this is a place where I could go, where I could learn all of this. Like, and I know it's gonna challenge me in different ways that I'm not used to, and that's what I wanted. It was probably the best decision I've made. You have the same courses all the way through school, and you learn everything you need to know to get out there and start working right away. Here you're forced to put in the work. It's 1 year, and that's what I loved, was it's 1 year commitment, but it's worth it 100%. They give you the tools here in order to actually do the work afterwards. You still gotta put in the time. You still gotta, apply your knowledge. That's what I love. It's like a non-stop challenge on a day-to-day basis.